Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'd like to talk to you about and share different things that I've purchased over this weekend. So let's start off with my purchase from yesterday. Well, it was Saturday and Sunday, the Newtown Quilters Guild had their quilt show. And I was able to go yesterday. Now, I got there, I want to say about 2:30-ish, and the show's over by 4. So by the time I walked in through the doors, everything was 50% off. And I love sales, so of course I purchased. I'm sure I could have stayed purchasing more, but by the time you go through all the fabric, the time was just running out. But anyway, I would like to show you all the goodies that I came home with. So in this bag right here, there are fabrics and there's fabrics and I think handkerchiefs I purchased. And then over here are books. So the magazines were free and I grabbed a stack of those. I always love getting magazines. To me, they're like quilt books. And I usually get them for inspiration. I like to look at fabric combinations. So yeah, I love collecting quilting books and magazines. My husband, he doesn't like that so much, but so yeah, let me show you. Let's spill all the contents in this bag. Oh, wow. So let's do this. I was really excited. I love when guilds have these scrap bins, and they usually have like you fill a bag and the bag costs X amount of money. And at the show, it was fill a bag for $3. But like I said, it was 50% off by the time I got there. So I didn't fill it all the way. Obviously, I could fit more fabric. I just ran out of time at the end. So, and you have to really go through all the fabric to get pieces that you would like to use and that are large enough. So let's see. I got lots of goodies in here because let's move these to the side. Well, anyway, you know what? I'll show these at the end. Let's look at the other fabrics that I purchased. So here is a stack of, these are handkerchiefs. If I'm not mistaken, there are 7 that look just like this. This is all 7 handkerchiefs are the same. And then I have these stacks. So I think there's a total of 20 of these, and they came in 3 different colors. And this was purchased as a whole, as a bundle. So those are cute. I've been wanting to make, I've seen in some books and magazines, quilts made from handkerchiefs. And I thought that was really pretty because they remind me of my grandmother, my father's mother, my paternal grandmother. She always had embroidered hankies with her, and it just reminds me of her every time I see handkerchiefs. So I've thought of doing that. And then I got this panel, which I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I might just use it as is. So it's an embroidery. I guess what you would do is you would just embroider the different squares in the panel, and there's more in the back, and then you would make a quilt. So maybe I will venture and do that, or just, I'm not sure yet. So, but I thought it was pretty, and well, I decided to bring it home with me. And then I got this little stack of this little charm pack. I thought this would be really cute for like a table runner, just to make something. There's 42 squares, and they are 2.5 inches. Okay, and now the fat quarters were $1 a piece. So yeah, that was a pretty good deal. And so here are some fat quarters I got. Now these here, they were in little bundles, some of them, but they still added up to, you know, they were probably 6 in a bundle and it was $6. So they were still $1 a fat quarter. So here are the fabrics. And these are like 1930s repro through the 50s, I would say, because this is what these kind of remind me of. Ah, this is really cute. Now, with these fabrics, I want to make a super cute quilt, but I just love collecting them. And I've made some really adorable doll dresses with these fabrics. Now, if you look, some of them are repeats, but because they were bundles and at $1, I thought it was okay, because you never know, you might need a little extra of the fabric. So and then some of them were not repeats. And here's some more fat quarters. So these are like 1800 reproductions, which I love and I collect. And then over here we have some more prints. This print here I wasn't fond of, but I figured I wanted the other ones and it was in a pack. So this would be really cute for like a red, white, and blue quilt with the 1930s prints. And if you look here, there's lots of red and blues. Let's see. And there's this one. And I have another one. So not my favorite, but we're going to put them in the back. There we go. So I think this selection here would make like a really cute patriotic type quilts. And I know exactly where I would put that quilt. So my guest room, I recently painted one of the bedrooms and turned it into a guest room. And everything in there is very kind of like a pastel. So I think a quilt with these fabrics for the summer would be lovely. Anyway, here are some cross-stitch pieces that were at a table, and I thought they were adorable. Here's a little rooster. It looks like cross-stitch and a little red work, I think. Well, and then I thought this was adorable. I have like little hoops, so I thought, right, cute, and just to hang it up. I mean, a lot of work went into these cross stitches, so I couldn't say no to those. And then I got some yardage. And so I think this is a yard. And this one was half a yard, but it's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I haven't had thimbleberries. That's a blast from the past. And this was probably, this feels like less than a half a yard, maybe a quarter of a yard. I don't know, but I thought it was pretty. So let's see, can we see everything in the screen? And then I got, this is 2 yards here, and I always, when I go to any of these sales, I always look for the designer, because on the you'll find a print. And this is a laundry basket fabric, and there's 2 yards, so that's a pretty nice amount. And I think for this, yep, it was regular price $8, and I got it for 50% off. So I paid $4 for this. That's like $2 a yard. Oh my word. That is amazing. Okay. And then I got this cross stitch pattern. Isn't that cute? So I thought this was pretty cool. Okay. And then I got a stack of magazines, and let's look at them. And I love magazines because they're so inspiring. Let's look through some of these magazines. Sure, I would open on the, see, like, and I get inspiration from just viewing quilts. And I get ideas for color combinations. Anyway. So the stack of magazines, they were free, and I asked how many I can take, and one of the members said, well, how many do we have? Basically, take all of them if you want. But I did not. I took a handful, or as many as I can carry at that moment. And I had already purchased quite a few things, and I couldn't carry everything. So let's look through the stack of books here. Let's move that up. So I got this book for serging. I have a serger, and I thought it would be kind of cool just to see what other things I can do. And I have curved piecing. I love, again, wonderful ideas. You know, I'd love to make a Dresden plate quilt. And maybe that's something that I might do with the 1930s, repro fabrics. Oh, this is a pretty one. I like that. Love scrappy quilts. And the way I look for books is I always have to look at the pages. So if I see antique quilts or vintage quilts in that book, then I will purchase it. If the book is just templates, to trace and cut the fabrics, and everything is black and white, I usually just walk away from those. So here's Barbara Brackman, and I've been collecting her books, so this was a fun find. And here's a row by row. So all the books were $1. And, I got quite a few. They still had lots of them left, but I can only purchase what I can carry. And again, I look through quilts, and if there is, I love, I love collecting books that are, you know, that they have some historical information. Sorry, I just drew a blank. And so I usually buy things like that. I love small quilts. And this book, I'm not sure if I have, because I do collect books for small quilts, but I figured at $1 and then everything was 50% off, so I paid 50 cents for this book. I was okay with having an extra. This was another book that I think I might have, but I'm not sure. And again, so these books are the only ones that they have that, you know, black and white images. Wow. Look, original price for this book was $15.95 and I paid 50 cents. And then I got this one. I thought I'd like to do some fun stitching on my machine, and I thought this would be a great way to get inspired. And so I wanted to add that to my book collection. And then this one, because how can I say no to anything that is a small quilt? I love little quilts. I have quite a few walls of little quilts in my home. Maybe someday I'll do a little tour of all those quilts, and I can, you know, do a little house tour or something like that. That's only if you guys are interested. If not, you know, I won't bother. So anyway, here, let's look through this pile of fabrics, of scrap fabrics that I got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them to the side, and then we're just going to look at the pieces. So this is a nice size piece because I can still cut this down and get quite a few squares. And it sort of matches, you know. Oh, it is. It's from the same. So yeah, you never know when you need that little piece, right? And then I got this, which is a nice large piece of fabric. And this is, okay. And here's another nice big piece. So this is a fun fabric. Okay. And this is a reproduction. I mean, a Civil War reproduction. And then you see, she does a lot of Civil War quilt books. She writes, excuse me. Oh, just have thread all over the fabric, but this is very pretty, and it's a nice size, especially to find in a scrap bag. I think this is like the narrowest that I'll do, because I can still cut this down. Let me see, this is, so this piece is just under 2.5 inches. So I can cut a 2-inch strip from this. And anything smaller or more narrow than that, I won't bother with. I mean, unless it's really pretty and I just have to have it. And here's another one. Paisleys. Okay, let me move this camera. The table's getting crowded. And here's more. This is a nice big, oh, there's 2 pieces here. So, yeah. And Okay, orange. This is one that it was just so pretty. I had to have it, even though it's not as wide as usually I would get, but I can cut a 1.5 inch. Let me measure this. So this strip is actually 2 inches. So I thought it was so pretty, and that's the only reason I got it. And this fabric here, I have a small piece of this fabric, and I thought it was so pretty. I just grabbed I grabbed the piece that I found in the box, in the scrap box. Here's some yellow because one cannot have too much yellow. And here's some greens. Beautiful. And this would go great with, and here's the rest of that. Go great with these up here. Let's squeeze that in there somewhere. And how cute is this? And I think, no, I don't have, do I have a piece of this fabric here? Nope, but cute. And it's a pretty large piece of fabric. Adorable. And this one, I think I have, yep, there it is. So what I usually do is I will use this scrap before I cut into the fat quarter. And then once I use this piece up, then I'll cut into the fat quarter. And I found some blocks, which I thought were super cute, the fabrics. So I figured I can just cut them down to whatever size. Ooh, sorry for shaking the camera. I can cut them down to whatever size I'd like, and I have half square triangles because I love them. So, yes. And then here we have some more fabrics, and these are mint green. These two pieces here, nice large pieces. They're the same fabric. And here's another, I think these are Scotties. Is that what they're called? Yes, I think. So, someone was a dog lover. I found lots of doggy pieces. And here, this is a square. And that square is 2.5 inches. So, yeah. I can cut that, I can use it as is, or cut it down into a smaller square. So, and I usually don't get small pieces like that, but I figured it was there, it was cute. And I had plenty of space in my bag. Here's a green. And I have more of that fabric here. It looked like someone had made a quilt, and these were the leftover scraps. And let's see, okay, this piece belongs to the fabric over here, and we have some purple, looks more like lavender. And then a pink. This looks like a Civil War type print, and I always say yes to those, especially if they're pink. I went through a pink and brown phase, and I still love pinks, but now I want to make quilts that are pink and blue, so that'll be fun. And this is also, it has that Civil War vibe to it. And cute. This was a nice big piece. Huh. Oh, they put it there because it was a fat quarter that someone cut it into. So now when people do that, it becomes a scrap. But this is a nice brown. I just love like pinks and browns. I don't know why. There were quilts that were like that. So, and I got a few batiks. Not my favorite, well, batiks aren't really my favorite fabrics, but these were really pretty. I loved the color combination. I love the green in it. It feels like it's a little forest. Well, there are leaves. And then I got this one. This reminds me of, those are starfish. So that reminds me, obviously, of water, the beach somehow. So anyway, so those were all the fabrics and things that I got. Let's see if I can move this camera. Can you see everything? Okay. Now, I also purchased, they had like a little boutique where they had finished items, and this was not. This was regular price. So for everything right here, I paid $37 for. So I thought that was amazing. Look at all the wonderful finds I purchased. My little treasures. Ooh, sorry. So I went to the little boutique before everything was shutting down. They were packing up, and I saw this little pin cushion, and I thought it was the cutest thing ever. So I got her, and she was only $5. I was thrilled. And I'd look to see if I can find a few more, but this was the only one. And it was meant to be because I had gone around once, and then when I looked in again, I saw this little chick just peeking out from a little corner. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is the cutest thing ever. So I also purchased raffle tickets. And I love to put tickets to win small quilts. I don't always win, but the last quilt show that I went to, I won a small quilt. And this one I did as well. So here is the little quilt that I won. Can you see it? It is hand quilted. Let me take this little sticker off. It's beautiful. And I am thrilled. I'm so happy that I won this quilt. So now I just have to make a little sleeve for it so I can hang it with my other quilts. Cool. Let's see, how can I display it so you can see? Can you see the whole thing? I don't know. Can you? I don't think you can. Let me see if I can lift my camera. There. Well, these are the treasures that I brought home from the quilt show, and I am thrilled that I have so many fun fabrics. Oh, I just noticed. Look, it's the same design, different color. Cute. All right, well, I was gonna share other things, but this video is getting pretty long. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the wonderful things that I purchased, and I'm hoping to make something. I plan to go and look through all these books for inspiration and the magazines, and well, I look forward to the next quilt show. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.